Well, hi, how are you? Thank you, Zayna. And in addition to being an accomplished lawyer and a mom of 3 teenage boys, you also continue to give back to your community and you work to strengthen our schools and support kids. And I know that, adding this to your campaign schedule is not exactly easy, but you found the time to work with our team and to be here today, so thank you so much. And Congresswoman Dingle, Debbie, my gosh, you and John have meant so much to Joe and me over, gosh, so many years. And it's wonderful to see you carry on his legacy every day in Congress. So thank you for being here, for your love and support. You know we love you. And I'd also like to thank Congresswoman Tlaib for joining us today. And thank you to Shatila Bakery for hosting us. And this, yes, thank you. This bakery embodies the American dream, so, that so many immigrants have when they come to our country. And with hard work and with grit, the Shatila family has been a staple of Dearborn. One that not only creates jobs, but also brings joy to people around the world. So thank you for joining us here today. So, how are you feeling, Dearborn? Are you ready to get to work? So, a few weeks ago, I spoke to an educator who told me that the 2 most important roles in her life were being a school counselor and being a mom. And she said, Jill, right now I feel like I'm failing at both. As parents, we want to have the answers for our kids. But over these last 4 years, so many people have told me that they have more questions than answers. They ask me things like, how do I keep my family safe from this pandemic? What if a shooting happens at my kid's school? How do I tell my kids to be kind when our leaders don't live up to that same standard? And it's not just the parents. All of us feel the chaos of this moment, the magnitude of the loss that surrounds us and is growing day by day. The little things we never thought we'd lose, like hugging our friends or smiling at strangers on the sidewalks without masks. Still, we keep going, don't we? What else can we do? And Joe knows that feeling so well. 4 days after our son Bo's funeral, I watched Joe shave and put on his suit. I saw him steel himself in the mirror, take a breath, put his shoulders back, and walk out into a world empty of our son. He went back to work as your vice president. That's just who he is. And there were times when I couldn't even imagine how he did it, how he kept going, how he kept putting one foot in front of the other. But I've always understood why he did it. He did it for the daughter who pays for her mom's breast cancer screening and misses work to drive her to the clinic. He did it for the community college student who has faced homelessness but finds the grit to finish her degree. He did it for the little boy whose mom is serving as a Marine in Iraq, who puts on a brave face for their video call and doesn't complain when the only thing he wants for his birthday is to be with her. Joe's purpose has always driven him forward. His strength of will is unstoppable, and his faith is unshakable. Because it's not in politicians or in political parties or even himself. It's in the providence of God. It's in the potential of our country. His faith is in you, in us, Joe Biden will be a president for all Americans. And he has a plan to end this pandemic, to rebuild, to reimagine a future that's better than ever. And that means restoring our values as a nation of immigrants and defending the civil rights of all Americans, including the Arab American community that has contributed so much to our nation. It means ensuring that you will have a seat at the table and that your voices will be heard. And it means providing resources to help small businesses recover from the crisis and creating millions of good-paying jobs. But he can't do it without you. Your community matters to this campaign. Right now, there are so many who want to tell us that our nation is hopelessly divided, that our differences are irreconcilable, that our communities are fractured beyond repair. And beneath that is another message. Your voice can't fix it. Your vote doesn't matter. But that's not who we are, is it, Dearborn? Democrat and Republican, rural and urban, north to south, coast to coast, we're coming together and we're finding that our differences are precious and our similarities are infinite. We don't agree on everything, but we still love and respect one another, right? Maybe we should tell that to him. Civics tell us that we can't make a difference because they don't want us to try. Because they know that together, our voices are more powerful than they ever could be. We're here today to show them that power. We're not going to sit by and watch what happens. We're going to decide what happens, especially here in Michigan. So tell me, Dearborn, are you ready to vote? Yeah. Great. So let's make a plan today. Don't wait. And then get involved. I know you're busy. I know you're stretched so thin. But this election is too important not to do every single thing we can to win, because there are no do-overs. We have to believe that our communities are stronger than the challenges we face, because they are. We have to believe that our votes matter, because they do. We have to show up right now, put our shoulders back, and work like we have never worked before. One vote could make the difference between winning and losing a precinct. One precinct would win a state. And one state, this state, could decide our future for generations to come. So will you be that one vote? Will you join us now? Will you stand with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? Because when you do, I know that we will win. So thank you for all that you do for your communities. Thank you for showing up now when it matters the most. And thank you, Dearborn, for your faith in an idea that's bigger than any one of us. And that is, we will build a better nation, because we are going to do this together. Thank you, Michigan. Thank you.